I think I've always loved acting, and I've been doing acting since I was 8 or 9 years old, and I always knew I was going to be an actor. And when I entered the theater program, I've always been somebody who's just highly, highly sensitive and emotional. And when I entered Theater Strike Force, I met Heather, her name's Heather Parody now. Heather Roberts was my first improv teacher, and she was a strong, powerful, emotional woman. And she could command that stage and be sensitive and emotional and heart-centered, and she could be powerful. And that was the kind of woman I wanted to be, you know? And I hadn't seen that in theater. I would see people play ingenues or, you know, strong leading lady roles, but I hadn't seen anybody who was so heart-centered and sensitive and caring and powerful and command a stage. And I was like, I want to be like her. And she was a drama therapist, and she didn't know it. We still talk on Facebook and everything, and she's my huge mentor. But I looked up to Heather, and I was just like, I want to be her when I grow up. and I feel like I'm doing it. So she was a huge mentor. Jason Pardo is another huge mentor. Like, I just think it's a privilege that I got to play on the same stage with him in Strike Force, because he is the most inspiring person ever. Him and Heather Roberts is the most inspiring people in my improv land. He's just so committed and so intelligent and compassionate, and everything he does is in pursuit of truth and love. I mean, that's kind of how to sum up for him. He has such strong integrity and conviction as a person, and that's what shows up on stage, because he works on himself to be that type of person. Yeah, so my favorite moment was when Strike Force, I don't know if it still is, we were a social activist theater group too, and we do sketches around a campus, and Jason Pardo and I were in a scene about domestic violence in relationships. And I remember being on our main stage show, and his line was, okay, so he would hand me this hamburger. We went to a drive-through or something. He handed me this hamburger, and he said, here's your hamburger. And I said no tomatoes, and he just, you know, stage punched me. And it was just like such a cool moment to share, do something very social activist with somebody who I totally respected and was with me, acting, you know, with integrity. It was an important issue. It was an issue I could relate to personally, and I really wanted to share. And it wasn't just improv. We took an issue that was important for our audience to see. So.